Let me ask you a question. Who are you actually writing your developer docs for? Now, it seems like a super simple question, right? But the answer? Well, it's way more complex and honestly, a lot more interesting than you think. Today, we're going to unpack who your real audience is.
So let's just put that question front and center. Who are your API docs for? I'm willing to bet you've got an answer ready to go in your head right now.
And I bet it sounds a little something like this. Obviously, they're for the external developers using our REST API, right? I mean, it's the most common answer, and on the surface, it makes perfect sense.
But what if I told you that's only one piece of a much, much bigger puzzle? That answer isn't wrong per se, but it barely scratches the surface. We're about to see the full picture. Okay, so let's meet our first audience. This is a group that, believe it or not, often gets completely forgotten. I'm talking about the builders, your very own first-party developers.
So who are these people? Simple. The builders are your team. They're the engineers in the trenches, the ones building and maintaining this API day in and day out. They live and breathe this code.
And they have some very real needs from the documentation. Good docs are their single source of truth. It helps them stay aligned on things like endpoints and parameters. It keeps track of every little schema change. And, this is a big one, it helps them avoid those awful, time-wasting surprises during code reviews. All of this leads to one thing: getting code out the door faster.
So what's the value here? Well, for the builders, great documentation turns directly into money through something called velocity. Every moment of clarity, every bit of confusion you eliminate saves precious engineering time, and that saves budget and speeds up your time to market.
All right, on to our second audience, the integrators. You can think of them as your second-party developers. They're also an internal team, but they play a totally different role. The integrators are all the other teams inside your company that need to use the API you built. We're talking about the billing team, the analytics team, maybe a team building a cool new dashboard. They don't own the API, but their projects absolutely depend on it.
You know, their success really hinges on how well that API is documented. They need super clear instructions for how to integrate everything, they need to know exactly what all the error codes mean, and they need to trust your versioning policies so their work doesn't just break one day.
And their value? It's all about monetization through internal productivity. Look, when these internal teams can build things faster because the docs are clear, the whole company innovates faster. You ship new features more quickly, and that has a direct impact on the bottom line. It's a huge deal.
And that finally brings us to our third audience. This is the one everybody thinks of first. Let's talk about the ecosystem, your third-party developers.
Yep, these are the folks outside your company walls. We're talking partners, startups, building cool things on your platform, customers integrating your API into their own software. They are absolutely a critical piece of the puzzle, but as we now know, they're not the only piece.
Their value is the most obvious one, right? This is your direct revenue stream. They are the ones swiping the credit card, paying for usage plans, or signing up for subscriptions. This is the cash you can literally see coming in the door.
Okay, so this slide just pulls it all together so perfectly. You can see our three audiences right next to each other. You've got the builders, who give you velocity, the integrators, who drive productivity, and the ecosystem, bringing in that direct revenue. Three totally different groups, each delivering a unique kind of value.
So, we've identified these three audiences, but how do they all connect? Because this is where it gets really powerful. They're not just three separate groups working in isolation. They're part of a living, breathing economic loop.
This quote right here just nails it. The money coming in from your third-party developers doesn't just disappear into a spreadsheet. It's the fuel for the entire system, and that includes all your internal teams.
And check out this cycle. It's brilliant. It all starts with revenue from your external third-party devs. That money then funds your internal teams, the builders and the integrators. And because they're well-funded and have great docs, they can build a better, faster, more stable platform. And guess what? A better platform attracts even more third-party developers, which starts the whole cycle over again, but even stronger this time. It's a flywheel.
So this leads us to a massive shift in how we need to think about this. The old way of thinking was that docs just describe an API. That's it. But the new reality is that documentation sustains the entire platform and the economy that's built around it.
And that brings us to this final, really powerful idea. The next time you're writing documentation, remember this. You are not just writing a how-to guide. You are literally building the economic engine that powers your entire developer world. It is never, ever just words. So, I'm going to leave you with the same question we started with, but hopefully it means something completely new to you now. The next time you sit down to write, ask yourself, who are you really writing for? Is it for the builders, the integrators, the ecosystem, or, as you know now, is it for all three?